Hi everyone, I want to show you a very cool tool called Nearpod. I was told that our district is using Nearpod and it is fantastic. I'm thinking that it could be great for some flipped learning, for some homework, for some extension to the lessons that you're given. Okay, so it is an add-on. So the first thing you got to do is watch my add-on video and make sure that you have it installed as an add-on and give it all the permissions that it needs. So you're going to click add-ons and you're going to click Nearpod and you're going to click open Nearpod, and then you should have something pop up here, which I do. I am going to edit this lesson because I had already previously, you shouldn't have that. I was already messing with Nearpod, so you shouldn't have any of that. You should see something like this when you open up Nearpod. Now, here's the thing. The one thing about Nearpod is, you see where it says select to add to a slide? Like when I add one of these, it's not to this slide, it's to its own slide in a sense. So for example, if I want students to answer this do now question, this is probably going to be, and I'm going to scroll through here, an open-ended question. So I'm going to click open-ended and I'm going to wait for my pop-up. Any day now. I'm going to ask my question, what is the answer? Or I'm going to say, what is your answer to the do now? Right? And then if you're asking a mathematical question, you do have some math operators and stuff there, which seems pretty cool. I can add a timer if I want to. Like if this is, I want to give them 2 minutes. I got 2 minutes to do that, which is fantastic. You can add instructions if you want. So I can add a picture if it goes along with it, a video, any one of these things. I don't really need to, so I'm just going to hit save. Okay, and there's an open-ended question that will pop up when students watch it. You see, so there's an open-ended question. What is the answer to do now? So a couple other things that I can do. Here, maybe after this, I'm going to see some other things that are available to us. You can add audio, video, that's pretty cool. I'm going to ask students to draw it. So after that slide, I want students to draw what you think the distribution looks like. They actually would never be asked this question, but just in case. And I can also time them if I really felt like it. I could have added a background image, so there are a couple things that I could have done there, but they don't really need to, right? So then it should pop up here in a little bit, and you can see it there. Draw it, and then the draw it will pop up. A couple other things that I can do, maybe let's say after example 1, I'm going to hit collaborate, and the collaborate feature seems really cool because you can see students' different answers. It looks like you have different styles that you can choose from. I'm going to ask steps for solving with Puzzle. In your own words, write the steps for solving example 1. And this might just help some students regurgitating. They'll collaborate and they will engage with each other. So I'm going to hit save there. You see, so it should add a slide there. So some other things that you can do, a field trip. So let's say, I think there was a question about a museum somewhere. Motherboard, workers, nah. So we'll do this guitar. Let's go on a field trip. So not really relevant to this math lesson, but kind of cool if you teach history. If you are teaching the ecology of a place, your students can take a virtual field trip when this loads. So I am going to search. I'll be amazed if there's something for poisson. Probably not. Oh, there are, because poisson's a French word. So what if I want to take here, right? And so we can preview it. You see, so I'm allowing students to take a field trip, right? And actually see something that might be relevant to what they're learning. And if I want to include it, then I'm going to hit done. And I could have renamed it if I wanted to. So that might work for some of you. Vocabulary, I could have done a fill in the blank. Flipgrid, which is another tool that I have videos for if you wanted to connect to a Flipgrid. My math teachers, a Desmos, matching pairs. So these are all things that you can add into any one of these. There's also a quiz function, and the quiz function is pretty cool because you can, obviously it will self-grade. You can add a timer. You can name the quiz here. And then you check which one is the correct answer. And you can add a question. You can do multiple questions, right? As like a check for understanding, an exit ticket, a homework assignment. The entire thing is a homework assignment, and that's the exit ticket. So the possibilities are endless for what you can do with the quiz. You can do add videos, other web content that you might want to link things to. And as always at the end, especially during these times, just for some formative data, I'm going to include a poll, which is another thing you can do. I want to say, how well did you understand today's lesson? And then I understood everything. I have a few questions. And you can add an answer. I am totally lost, right? And this right here is if I want to reorder them, right, I can move them around. In any case, I can trash them. I can add media. I can add a timer. And then I'm going to go ahead. Oh, in the settings, I forgot. In the settings, if you want to make it a multiple select, you can make it a multiple select. So that's another cool thing. And we're going to hit save. Let's say you're done doing everything into your Google Slides. So then we're going to hit save and go to Nearpod. So you already need to have activated Nearpod with your school district email and given all the permissions to go here, okay? And so notice right here, it is saving my lesson. And if you look over here in the center, you can either create the entire lesson in Nearpod, or the only other option is to use Google Slides. So I would recommend using the Google Slides just because you're a little bit more familiar with it and you have a little bit more control with it. So now here's my lesson. So a couple things. I can duplicate if I want different periods to have a different lesson. I can make it a PDF. When I'm done, I can get reports, or I can share with other teachers. For example, if you are sharing common planning lessons and whatever else. Now, if you plan on using this during your live lessons that you must deliver, then you can click live lesson. If you're planning on doing this as like some sort of like flipped classroom where students already do something before they come to class the following day, or as a homework, then you can do student paste. So I'm going to click student paste because that's more than likely what I would use. You're going to hit require student submissions, and then look how cool this is. You can link it to your Google Classroom directly, so you don't have to share the code. You don't have to type a code that students might mess up. You can share it directly to your Google Classroom, and then you pick the class that you want to share it with. And then if you want to make it an assignment, an announcement, I'm going to make this an assignment. And then voila, you see how everything pops up here. So I'm going to say homework for 7/14. So it's tomorrow. Please answer all questions as attached. All right, you can play with the due date, topic, blah, 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 and then hit assign. And it should have gone straight there. So then I can view it to see that everything went there. And you can see that I posted a brand new assignment. So yeah, Nearpod seems kind of cool. It's something that I would definitely consider using in your classes. Something that you see I'm a district user because our district is using it. There are also lessons that you can search through, right? And so if you find something that you like, you're going to edit it for your students, which you can totally do, and then assign it to them. So hopefully this gave you a little preview of how to use Nearpod and some of the cool features that it does. It does a whole lot more, right? So there was a whole lot more that I could have added into it as a good habit. Preview your lessons, right? So you can see like what students are going to see. So I'm looking at preview, I'm reading this, and then it tells me it's an open-ended question. And then it tells me the question here so that I have to type an answer, right? I don't have to hit submit or anything, and I'm just going to go ahead. It might help to preview this with students when you're in a live lesson so they know exactly what to expect, right? And that they just kind of move forward until they see a slide pops up. And so draw what the distribution looks like. Look at these cool drawing tools. So I'm going to draw my tool right here. This is more like a normal distribution, but let's pretend, right? And then if I like this answer, or I can erase it, right? So this is a student preview. This is kind of like what they would see. And then in your own steps, I'm going to write a post right here. So I'm going to share my steps. And then I can post. I can also, it looks like I can add an image. So if it's better for students to write or draw, right, then they can do that as well. And I just want to get, to my virtual reality that had nothing to do with my lesson, right? Very cool. So it looks like I'm looking through my goggles. I'm going to hit escape to exit. Fantastic. Right, until I get to the very end, and then I'm going to participate in a poll, and I'm going to show students how they can participate in a poll, right? Answer selected. And they literally don't have to do anything after that. Like, they've submitted their stuff. So yeah, that's a brief, and I'm sorry if you're overloaded, introduction to Nearpod. I'm going to keep exploring with it, but if you have any other questions, please let me know, and I'm more than happy to help. Thanks.